Hey guys, this is Bebe872 and I am a pro coach, TFT player, and a analysis for Teamfight Tactics. In this video, we are going to talk about patch 13.20 and what we need to focus on the most to improve our gameplay in the future. So the most important changes made in this patch is definitely going to be focused on the 3 cost units. The buff that they did to Darius, Sona, and Nilah is insanely huge, and there are a lot of derivatives meaning that there is a lot of compositions that are affected by these buffs that we do need to consider. Like for example, we can notice that Darius is a Juggernaut, Vanquisher, and Noxus. So he's a Vanquisher and a Noxus, which means that Nilah and Mordekaiser compositions got a buff by making Darius stronger. And Nilah is a Juggernaut Bilgewater, which means that Nilah, who is a Bilgewater, alongside with the Bilgewater synergy being buffed, is also technically buffed. This means that going for 4 costs, double rapid fire cannons with Twist of Fate's Pandora's Box strat still is viable, and it is not at a point where you should avoid it. Of course, he did nerf Xayah, but I don't think it is to a point where the Vanquisher composition is completely dead. We should also notice the fact that a lot of 1 cost reroll compositions are actually very viable. They actually did buff Malza's AI, so going for a 6 Void Malza 3-star reroll composition is just as strong as ever. They did nerf Cho'Gath 3-star, and they also did nerf Cassiopeia's damage output, but it is still not at a point where they are unusable whatsoever, because the most important thing about Cassiopeia is that she can ult very frequently, so having a small damage like reduction is not going to remove the viability of the composition whatsoever, because the tank value of the front line is still going to stay the same. They did nerf Graves a bit though, as I did notice. They actually nerfed Graves a bit, so you might not want to go for him because his AD ratio is a significant part of his damage output, but rogues are definitely still looking viable because rogues have the assassin role that you got to be careful about. So I would recommend going for 1 cost rerolls and 4 cost carry compositions still for the new patch. They do seem viable. There is no reason to dodge them on purpose, and that's what you want to do. You want to go for these safe, guaranteed options that may seem a bit nerfed but really isn't like a super nerfed to save your LP during the beginning of the patch. And as the patch progresses, there will be some decks that we will find to be a bit more stronger than they expected, or to be much more viable than we had initially thought. So a deck like that could right now be Talia, because the main Talia units, which is going to be Talia herself and Nilah, who holds the tank itemization, and Talia, who holds the damage itemizations, have been buffed. They also buffed multicast, which is Sona. Sona now procs her attack speed bonus much more efficiently, making the duration permanent and having a longer, wider range, which they should have done that since at 9.0. And Darius is also a Juggernaut that can be applied onto the Nilah. So the only thing that's bad about multicast right now is that Set did get nerfed. The Set nerf was actually quite huge, but since they buffed Talia and Nilah, I definitely think that they will still be viable as a composition. For those who don't know, a Talia composition is focused on hitting double trouble the augment into 2 Talias, 2 Nilahs, and 2 Sets. It's a very straightforward composition. Of course, alongside there, you can actually cut off one of the Nilahs or Sets and put in a multicast, and it's just a 2 multicast composition. In that situation, you just want to add in Sona. So the combo look like Talia, Sona, Nilah, and probably Set. So this will be a very clean composition, good frontline value, great damage output, and you only need to learn 4 units mostly. So this is probably looking like a composition that is very strong for the next patch. And as I repeat myself, I do recommend going for 1 cost rerolls and 4 cost 2-star, specifically Twist of Fate strat into Nilah or Mordekaiser until we figure out what is truly the best strategy for patch 13.20. Once patch 13.20 is figured out, we will raise another video on this channel. Hope you guys enjoy. If you guys have any questions, just ask in the comments below. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope the information is useful.